What's up, guys? This is Bullvar the Fell-Handed. Today I have some footage for you of the Mutant Tier 8 American heavy tank. This thing is nigh invulnerable from the front. It is super tough. Now, granted, that being said, I do have a weak spot guide on this particular tank. We are on Dukla Pass. The Greens have taken the northeastern spawn and the Reds the southwestern. This game is an utter steamroll. It is quite amazing. I hope you enjoy this because I sure had a lot of fun making it. This is what happens when you just get a bunch of guys in heavy tanks and you just don't ever stop. You just kind of steamroll the bad guys, and that's exactly what we did. Now right away here, guys, you see we are running the primary push point on this particular map. This is more or less where the primary area of slinging is. I mean, this is, the heavy tanks, the TDs, everything that murders things goes over here and just kind of slings it away. I know this because I'm always in a medium or light on this map, very rarely a heavy tank. I am not much of a heavy tank driver anymore, but you know what? From time to time when I have them, I will drive them, and that's exactly what we're doing here. Wargaming has been kind enough to loan me this tank, and I am going to make the most of it by crushing all that is before me. Now, that being said, for those of you who are new to this game, the primary area where your heavies are going to push is going to be the 0 line. Now, granted, of course, on the opposite flank, they do tend to push around C1, C2, C3, so you're going to see that as well. A lot of times your tank destroyers are going to camp the base, that way so they can cover both angles at once. Sometimes the bad guys will even move up to G4. That way they can kind of, possibly get some shots at you going in and coming out from the little cover area there to the bottom right-hand corner of the tactical map there you see. Right off the jump there, we kind of saw a gentleman. He kind of appeared for a moment and then immediately disappeared. Is not a fan of seeing all this steel in one area of the map. And you know what? I don't blame him. He is not a fan. He's backing off. We are taking a little bit of fire up here. IS-6 Black to my right taking a little bit of fire. But that's fine. You know what? We can take it. We are just pushing the mess out of their cap. We are going to be there within moments inside your house with our shoes off. And man, we're just coming around here. Wait till I get to the side there, put a round in that gentleman, caught him on fire, and he just immediately died. It's a bad day. And, guys, a lot of times, if you're on the receiving end of this, which I know a lot of us have been, everybody's been on the receiving end of this at some point. That's kind of why I always preach medium light tanks, because when you push a flank, you're not exactly married to it. You can make surprise appearances wherever you'd like. Because in these situations, if you get rolled like we're doing right here, there's nothing you can do. You don't have the speed, the mobility to get out of dodge. So just keep that in mind. And of course, another way to do it is just not push up with the rest of the group. Kind of be a rear guard, so to speak. But then, you kind of also fall into the role of a camping heavy, which people are generally not fans of. So it's 6 of one, half dozen the other. It's more or less a catch-22. Between a rock and a hard place, what are you going to do? Unless, of course, you manage to run kind of what I like to call a pocket heavy. Now, granted, of course, this isn't really a pocket heavy because this thing is kind of slow. But at the same time, you kind of have your E5s. That's what I like to call a pocket heavy. Your 60B. I'm only mentioning tier 10s. That's kind of where my area of expertise is. But those things kind of can really make it happen, and they're not really suited for frontline combat, which is odd for a heavy tank. So anyway, moving on to the game at hand. We have this gentleman here at our 12 o'clock, and he is in trouble. He doesn't know it yet, but he is for sure in trouble. We're going to go ahead, aim one in here, stick one right in the side of him there. He's surrounded by all sides, really in trouble. We're going to see if we can't, still maintain some good rounds in him. Put one in the angled armor there of his upper plate on his rear hull area. And now he's kind of scanning for targets. He looks like Swiss cheese. Unfortunately, that's kind of what happens when, you know, you're surrounded like that. Looks like he just moved forward as my turret was tracking. Put the round there in the back and it bounced off. What are you going to do? It happens to the best of us. We stick one in the side there, flat armor, and it goes right through. We are switching back to AP rounds and we are on our merry. And as you can see, there's only 4 guys left on the bad guys team, so not really a whole lot more damage to farm. And we haven't done an amazing amount of damage this game, simply because we as a group have been rolling everything. And that's the good and the bad part. You know, if you really want to get some damage, you don't really want to run in more than a 2 or 3 man platoon. You run these big platoons, you're just, you know, going to end up carrying the game, but at the same time you're not really going to get a whole lot of damage per individual. Simply because there's not really that much to go around. Unless your team really fumbles as a whole, you know, that's when you can kind of shine as an individual or as a group. But as you can see here, our team has managed to keep their end of the bargain, and that's a good thing, because it's rare sometimes you tend to see that a team functions so well. We were kind of the tip of the spear there, and they made good use of that. So, moving on here, guys, there's one poor gentleman here, and he knows he's in trouble. We're going to see if we can't cross over the hill here. Boom! We put a clutch shot into the side of him and get him off the board as quick as possible. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. We'll see you next time.
Hey guys, don't forget, we have Interview with a Tanker. Deadline for that is February 1st. Just comment your gamer tag. We've already got about 35 or so names for that, but I would like more. Q&A, I'm going to set the deadline for that for February 1st as well, so just put Q&A in front of your comment, or excuse me, your question in the comment section. We'll get you taken care of there. The 1000th sub video is going to have 5 giveaways of premium time. More details when it happens. It should be soon. I mean, you know, hopefully. Weak spot guides are coming, I promise. Up next is going to be the KV5, followed by the VK100, and then finally the Panzer 7. Hopefully I can get on top of my weak spot guide game.